Today we're diving deep into the psychological power of triggering obsession through texting. I'm talking about methods that ignite an obsession in girls that you choose to text. We're about to unravel the art of crafting messages that'll set her on fire, leaving her yearning for more of you. Imagine this. Every time her phone dings with a notification, her heart races with anticipation, hoping it's a text from you, and when it's not, disappointment floods in because she knows no other guy's message can compare to yours. You will be one of the few, if not the only guy she initiates conversations with, eagerly waiting for your reply, and getting impatient if it takes longer than 20 seconds. When you've got a girl fixated on you like that, arranging a date becomes a breeze. I've had high-caliber girls eager to meet me before they even had a glimpse of my face. That's the level of influence you'll wield through your texts. Get ready, because by the end of this, you'll be wielding texting prowess like never before. We're going to deploy two psychological powerhouses that are proven to ignite obsession in people. These components will work seamlessly together, amplifying each other's effects to create that irresistible allure in her. The first component in our arsenal is triggering her dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone of desire and pleasure. When something sparks dopamine in the brain, it's like flipping a switch that says, "Hey, this feels amazing, let's have more of it," programming her brain to crave whatever sets off that dopamine rush. So, we'll be sending her texts that light up her dopamine receptors, and her brain is going to get hooked, obsessed with the source of that euphoric feeling, aka you. Get ready to become her favorite addiction. It's a dopamine-driven world. It's a battlefield out there, with dopamine triggers lurking around every corner. From binge-worthy TV shows to endless scrolling on TikTok, from tantalizing food to the thrill of hanging out with friends, competition for that dopamine hit is fierce. If you want her to be obsessed with you or interested in meeting you at all, you got to trigger her dopamine receptors. And that's precisely what the texting strategies I'm about to unveil in this video are all about. The other component is conditioning. When your texting game does not trigger dopamine, it's like you're sending messages into a black hole. No sparks, no chemistry. She's just scrolling through your texts like she's checking the weather forecast. Zero emotion, zero interest. But when you know how to text trigger her dopamine receptors, it's like flipping a switch in her brain. Suddenly she's hooked. Every message you send floods her brain with that sweet chemical. Now, before we continue, let me set something straight. Women are no pets. We're talking about human beings here, with thoughts, feelings, and desires of their own. So don't even think about treating them like anything less. Always respect and appreciate women. With that said, both men and women react like dogs in response to text messaging. We can get conditioned on how to respond to text messages. We're talking about some classic Pavlovian conditioning here. You know that whole bells and drooling dogs thing? Yeah, it's not just for dogs. Here's an example of how it works in text dynamics. Connor hits Amanda with those dopamine-triggering texts that make her feel pleasure. He's essentially rewiring her brain. She starts associating those feelings with whatever triggers them. In this case, it's a text from Connor popping up on her screen. In simple terms, it means Connor's got the power to make Amanda's heart race just by shooting her a text. It's like he's pressing a button to set off fireworks in her brain every single time her phone buzzes. Whenever she gets a text, and it's not from Connor, she gets a negative feeling of disappointment. That mix of positive and negative emotions is exactly what causes addiction. On a psychological level, we've hacked into her brain's pleasure center and jacked up the intensity of that addiction. So now every ding of her phone sends her craving more. That's some next-level influence right there. Now that we've laid down the fundamentals, we're diving into methods designed to trigger her dopamine and condition her like a pro. Let's dive into the first method, a twist on the push-pull strategy. Now, in the traditional push-pull dance, you're constantly toggling between pushing her away with a push in the form of a tease and pulling her in with a pull in the form of a compliment. Both elements are crucial for creating that magnetic tension. But this method doesn't always translate smoothly into texting, because without seeing your body language and facial expressions or hearing your tone of voice, she might misinterpret your teasing as something more serious and not playful. So we're adding a little twist to the mix. The pull part stays the same. It's all about those compliments. But the push? Instead of framing it so much as a tease, we're framing it more as a playful challenge to the pull. Remember to still not touch sensitive topics with the challenge. Let's keep it playful and respectful. Now, Let me paint you a picture with a couple of examples to drive this home. Text example 1 goes like this. You're pretty interesting. I'm curious if you're as adventurous as you seem. Here's the beauty of it. We're leading with the pull. You're pretty interesting. Laying down that foundation of intrigue. Then we hit her with the push. I'm curious if you're as adventurous as you seem. Notice how it's not a negative statement per se, but rather a playful challenge, keeping the vibe light and flirty. It's all about sparking that curiosity and leaving her eager to prove herself. Let's check out a personal favorite one. The text goes like this. You have a great sense of style, but I'm curious if you can handle my fashion experiments. This one's dripping with potential, my friend. We start off with the pull. You have a great sense of style, setting the stage with a genuine compliment. Then we hit her with the push. But I'm curious if you can handle my fashion experiments. It's like tossing down the gauntlet, inviting her to step up to the challenge. Now here's where the flirty magic happens. When she takes the bait and asks about your fashion experiments or says yes, she can handle it, you respond with something like, it includes cute short skirts that show off your pretty legs. It's flirty, it's playful, and it shows interest without crossing any boundaries. Now we're delving into something truly special, the points game. This strategy is like the holy grail of push-pull texting, my friend. Here's the lowdown. You start doling out points for things you like and subtracting points for things you don't. It's like gamifying your interaction with her, adding a whole new level of intrigue and excitement. Let me paint you a picture with an example. Say she replied to your text late, but it was a cute response that you appreciated. You text her with -3 points for a late reply and +5 points for the cute reply. See what we did there? We're acknowledging the delay but also rewarding the positive. And here's the kicker. When she gives you a good reason for the delay, you might decide to let her off the hook and not deduct those points. It becomes a playful back and forth, with her striving to earn those coveted points and avoid losing any. But remember, this game is all about keeping it light and playful. No need to take it too seriously. And sometimes, if she's feeling particularly adventurous, she might even spice things up with some interesting pictures to earn those extra points. Do you see the push-pull implementation? Do you see the dopamine triggers? Do you see the conditioning? Do you see how this will make her obsessed with you? Good. Onwards to the next technique. The next texting strategy is scarcity. Scarcity triggers dopamine release by stimulating the desire for the unavailable, evoking fear of missing out, creating a sense of exclusivity and prestige, presenting a challenge to overcome, and deepening emotional investment in the interaction. What you do is text her in such a way that makes her perceive you as something that is rare and has an uncertain amount of availability. Here are some examples. Example 1 goes like this. Hey, just wanted to let you know I've got a busy week ahead, but I'd love to squeeze in some time to catch up with you. How about we grab a coffee on Saturday? Example 2 goes like this. Just got back from an incredible hiking trip. My weekends are pretty booked for the next month or so, but I might have a free day in between. Would love to catch up if you're around. See what we're doing here? We're creating that sense of scarcity, making her feel like you're something rare and valuable that she doesn't want to miss out on. You can also create scarcity by leaving her on red for some time, but don't do this too often. Keep it minimal. Next up is flirty misinterpretation. Flirty misinterpretation is all about taking her words and playfully twisting them to inject humor, novelty, and a hint of anticipation into the conversation. It's about sparking laughter, fostering emotional connection, and cranking up the sexual tension. With this tactic, you're turning ordinary exchanges into flirty banter that keeps her engaged and intrigued. Let's check out some examples. Example 1. She is texting you. Just finished my workout. So you text her back with, oh, I see. Trying to impress me with those endorphins and that post-workout glow, huh? Well, it's working. Example 2. This one is a bit more flirty. She is texting you. I'm so tired today. You text back, I see. You're exhausted from all those late-night thoughts about me. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Do you see how the flirty misinterpretation works? Good. Don't use it too often. Think of it as a special ingredient that enhances the conversation without overshadowing the main course. If you use it too frequently, it can lose its charm and even become tiresome. Use it strategically and sparingly to maintain its impact and keep her craving more. Let's dive into the fantasy goal setting and achievements dopamine-inducing method. This one's all about whisking her away on imaginary adventures that ignite excitement, anticipation, and a whole lot of emotional connection. By crafting these fantastical scenarios, you're not just painting a picture of an adventure. It's like you're offering her a glimpse into an amazing world that the two of you share. And here's the kicker. Her subconscious mind doesn't always know the difference between reality and make-believe. So when she imagines the two of you on these adventures, she's also imagining the feelings she'd have for you in those moments. And guess what? Her subconscious mind starts associating those feelings with you. Now let's take a look at a couple of examples. 1. Hey Sarah, I have this crazy idea. What do you say we hop on a plane to Paris, eat croissants under the Eiffel Tower, dance on the Seine River banks, and get lost in the city of love for a weekend? 2. Hey Emma, let's go on an adventure. How about we rent a yacht, sail to a remote island, build a sandcastle fortress, have a treasure hunt, and then stargaze by a bonfire on the beach? We're whisking her away on these magical journeys, sparking her imagination, and creating a bond that goes beyond the ordinary. The next method is asking her to chase you and comply with your requests, but smoothly and stealthily, of course. This tactic is like the grand finale of our texting playbook, and it's the most advanced. But trust me, when executed correctly, it's very powerful. Here's the deal. Imagine making a playful bet with her. Let's say you wager that if you win the bet, she has to give you 3 smile coupons. What does that mean? Well, every time you text her smile, it's like cashing in one of those coupons, and she has to send you a picture of her dazzling smile, no matter where she is or what she's doing. And hey, you can always spice things up depending on your relationship with her. Or how about this? If she tends to use a certain word a lot, let's say honestly, you could tease her about it and challenge her not to use it unnecessarily. Once she accepts the challenge, you rat a penalty for breaking the rule, which is that she has to text you an honest compliment about something she finds attractive about you. Alright team, here's a mission for you. Comment down below some of your most badass text ideas based on the methods we've discussed. We're talking about messages that'll trigger obsession in a woman and have her craving more of our attention. Don't forget to give each other feedback and ratings to fine-tune our game. Together we'll dominate the texting world like never before. Who's ready to step up to the mission? When you unleash these methods, it's natural for women to fire back with challenges or tests. It's a sign that you've piqued their interest. After all, women reserve these kinds of texts for men who truly intrigue them. If she truly was not interested, then she would not respond at all. It's all part of their evolutionary wiring, designed to sift out unsuitable partners and protect their emotional security. How you respond to these tests is crucial. Responding with a test or insult of your own will only turn her off. Don't worry though, I've got your back. Here are some methods to bypass these tests in a way that'll fuel her desire for you and ramp up her obsession even more. Method 1 is to reframe positively. When she hits you with a negative or insulting text, flip the script and turn it into a compliment. Here's how to respond. Example 1. Her. You seem pretty desperate for attention. You. I am strategically allocating my attention where it's most deserved. Lucky for you, you made the cut. Example 2. Her. Wow, you sure text back fast. Got nothing better to do? You. Fast fingers and a quick wit. That's my secret recipe. If you're not feeling particularly witty, you can always fall back on the if by X you mean Y formula. Here's how it works. If she says something negative, simply respond that she meant something positive. Example. Her. You are such a simp. You. If by simp you mean simply just awesome, then yes. Remember, turning her negativity into positivity shows her that you're unfazed and confident. Major points in the attraction department. If you're enjoying the content of this video, don't forget to give it a like. Your support means the world to me and keeps me motivated to create more of these videos. And if there's something specific you'd like me to cover in the future, be sure to drop a comment down below. Your feedback is invaluable. I've got a special gift waiting for you in the description. It's something I've kept under wraps, my secret weapon. This unique opener is unlike anything you've heard before. It's a bit unorthodox, but trust me, it works wonders. especially on those stunning girls who are flooded with DMs from guys. With this opener, I've seen great success. It gets them excited, and often, they're the ones keeping the conversation going. In fact, sometimes I have to tell them I'm busy and we'll chat another time. Intrigued? Check out the description. Now that you've unlocked the secret to making girls obsess over you, you've got all the tools you need. Remember, mastering these techniques might take some time, so be patient with yourself. Always keep it playful and ensure she can feel that lighthearted vibe. If you don't quite get the hang of it right away, don't be discouraged. It took me some time to truly grasp the mechanics and adapt to this style of texting-based communication. Practice on girls who may not necessarily be your top interests, just to get some extra practice in. In the long run, it's totally worth it. Think of it like having a remote control in your pocket. You can pick it up whenever you want to have some fun, and all you need to do is press the right buttons. It'll lead to more dates, more intimate experiences, and plenty of opportunities for romance. If you're interested in discovering a way to make a girl chase you through face-to-face interaction, and you're intrigued by the idea of making her obsessed with you even if you've just met, then check out my video titled, How to Make Any Girl Chase You. It's perfect for snagging those digits and putting the strategies discussed in this video into action. Thank you for being with me today. If you found the information valuable, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. Your support is what keeps this channel thriving. We have some exciting content coming your way, so stay tuned for our next video. Feel free to comment below if you have any specific requests or need advice. I appreciate you watching.